Hey everybody, this isn't some funky new camera. This is a iPhone 5S with a Nikon prime lens on there, and I've been working on designing the depth of field adapter to connect the two. So the footage you're seeing is from this camera with the lens. I just wanted to try something different, and I've been hearing a lot about putting putting iPhones to the test, running them as real cinema cameras, or Apple always brags about filming their events on iPhone. So obviously there are some caveats. You got a lot of equipment and a lot of editing to support that, but at the end of the day, all that footage is going through the optics and sensor of the run-of-the-mill iPhone you can buy. I don't have any of the coolest, newest cameras at this moment, so I'm using what I have. And I have this iPhone 5S. I saw somebody make a video online about using one of these 5S for making videos today, and I thought, yeah, of course, if you can make a video with an old camera, you can make a video with anything. So might as well try. So that's why I designed this around the 5S instead of my 8, which I'm currently recording on right now. So let me just break this down. At its heart, this is just a way to use the nicer, larger glass of a traditional DSLR camera with the sensor on a phone. This is a macro lens for, like you can get for $10 to clip onto the camera of your phone to take up close pictures. The focusing screen right here, that is a very up close picture. It's hard to capture this in a camera and just how clear this is. Essentially, it's ground glass to catch a diffuse image from the lens. So it projects onto it. And then it's got a combination Fresnel and standard, I believe it's parabolic lens that work together as a brightening screen. Because otherwise, light coming from the lens to the corner, coming back to the camera lens, ends up having to bend a lot to do that, and you get a lot of vignetting and darkening. You can also see there's still a bit of vignetting. Just when you get off axis, it isn't as clear or isn't as bright. This is a Nikon F series Type B focusing screen, like you'd find in the viewfinder of a DSLR camera. I picked this one because it does not have any engraving in the view field like you'd have for autofocus. Since the camera's already got it built in. This is a 50 millimeter Nikon lens. This is one I use periodically with my DSLR. No autofocus. It's got a manual aperture. And you can see it goes down to f 1.8. So there's a lot of light that comes into it, which is ideal because this whole thing loses a lot of light. And you can see there's nothing else in this. It is really simple. And I'm placing it with the matte side towards the camera and the glossy side, or matte side towards the lens and glossy towards my phone. Then, of course, this is a standard iPhone 5S, and it just snaps in there like that. And then I've got two bolts, hold it in. Get those side down. And there you go. And I'm using the app Filmic. Yeah, Filmic Pro. And the reason is it has two features that are perfect for this. First, I can still download an old version onto my iPhone 5S that is still running iOS 12. Secondly, it has this feature right here, 35mm adapter. Because when it's projecting the image onto the focusing screen, it actually flips the image upside down. And so that, just with software, flips it right side up again. So you can actually use it as a not terrible camera. So I saw a version of this online, just a 3D printable depth of field adapter. I believe it was from a group called Goodman. They call it the art adapter. And they're using just diffuse material for the focusing screen. So the whole thing was extremely accessible. You had just a standard run-of-the-mill macro lens here instead of this larger run-of-the-mill one I have. And they're also using these macro tubes. Altogether, it was a really interesting stab at the problem of using large lenses with phone cameras. But I ran into some issues. The main one was just that diffuse materials for the focusing screen ended up getting a lot of vignetting, and I wanted to address that. And the way traditionally it's done is using what they call a brightening screen. This is sometimes used in medium format or other larger film cameras, just because the light ends up not getting through to the edges as much. So adding a brightening screen, or essentially a Fresnel lens, would fix that. And the viewfinder focusing screens have that all built in. So I decided to just kind of design my own, and this is version 1. I will hopefully have a few more improvements. I can, like, ergonomics could be improved, add cold shoe for microphone, etc. Maybe make this thing a little bit more friendly for teardown in the field, so you don't need a Allen wrench. Other than that, hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.